Hey everyone, Boss Bafak here. Today I thought I would give you an update on my cigar collection. Going fresh back from Napa Valley and a couple of things I bought in some other travels. Some really interesting things. Shout out again to Eric Smaldino at Napa Cigars, who is always the guy to hook me up. What I bought here is I bought a few more of the Hoya de Monterrey San Juans, which I've talked to you guys about. This is really, I would say, the nicest thing coming out of Cuba for my tastes right now. Again, I like something with a bit of flavor. I find Cubans can tend to be quite bland, but I must say that I'm really enjoying these. I went through two boxes you folks saw that I had before, and I was added another box of 25. And I'm really enjoying those. I also bought a few, and I've had a few. This video is a little late in the making. I've actually been having a little bit of my smokes along the way. So this is the Monte Cristo number 2s, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed this and is aware of this, but there was a terrible storm in Cuba in the last 12 months, which has really devastated an already struggling cigar economy. So as we all know, with the sanctions on Cuba, things have been struggling in Cuba for a long period of time. COVID really beat the crap out of Cuba and the cigar industry, and then this year's harvest has been a shocker. So it's been really tough, and the future does not look good over the next 2 to 5 years in terms of access to Cuban cigars and the prices of these. Again, I was able to get about 10 of the Monte Cristos, a box of 10, the number 2s. I've got 3 of those left. Wonderful stick. Definitely some of the stuff that I enjoy from Cuba, and I'm just talking about the new stuff. So some of the stuff you'll see is definitely interesting in my Torpedoes, but I'm just going to focus on what's new. Then the next thing I have are some interesting stuff. I've been buying I'm always buying my boxes, but I've been trying a few things, and I'll show you in another Torpedo over there exactly what's been going on. But here I just picked up a box of Pasión. You all know that I love La Roma de Cuba. Definitely one of my favorite cigars, one of my brands. The Mi Amor, as you know, I've always got a box or 2 of Mi Amor. The Robustos I really enjoy for a sort of an average smoke, and this is the La Pasión. I had a box which you've seen of the Robustos. I've now picked up some of the Torpedoes in a 54 ring gauge, I believe this is. Wonderful, just a beautiful stick. A lot of coffee notes, a little bit of spice, some leather, really nice. I've also been I've been trying the Sobremesas lately, and I can't remember which one this one actually is. It's the Brûlé Gordo, that's right. This is the 60 ring gauge. Yes, I'm going to be taking the plastic off. I don't like the plastic. It's just that these are Connecticut's, and these are a little bit of a dark and heavy note. You'll see when you open a box of these. These tend to be a bit lighter, so I'm trying to keep some of the flavors away as I move things around in the Torpedoes, but these are really good. It's interesting. I never used to smoke anything over 52 ring gauge, because I just found that and I always talk about this with everybody, the ratios of wrapper binder filler is so important in terms of the flavor and the cigar construction being smoke production, the burn line, and how the cigar functions over the period of time, but today 54s, 56s, 60s are beautiful. They really are doing a wonderful job in terms of being able to make guys like this, and you'll see in my collection things like the Melania Serie V. The 60s are now my favorites, and I'm finding that ratio of filler binder wrapper is just so perfect. So this is another box. I picked up a box of 25 of the Pasións, and I've had a couple of those, really nice. In fact, I showed you a video of it was my first spring smoke. Next lady for a shave. Another cigar that's disappearing fast and furiously here, so grab them while you can, everyone, are the Andalan Bulls. Took me a while to get into the Bulls, I gotta say. Again, the only reason I have I have one of these in a wrapper is because in the plastic is because it comes from a different box, and I just wanted to keep them just so that when I smoke them, I like to sort of refer back to the quality of different boxes and things. I bought a box. I'm again running low here. I think I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this box and one left over here, but they have been discontinued, my friends. The wonderful Andalan Bulls have been discontinued. So whatever's available is available, and not much longer. So grab what you can. I believe that when they first came out in the year that they became Cigar of the Year, I believe that these were not the greatest smoke. I think they've gotten better over time. Certainly the construction of these guys has gotten better. I found that they really didn't burn well. And because they didn't burn well, it created a bit of a lopsided balance of proration between the wrapper binder and filler. And it gave it a bit more sort of a washed out flavor that you expect down about here in a stick, already sort of in the middle, I want to say maybe 40 to 65% of the stick, which was very disappointing. But I found lately the last couple of boxes have been far better. So grab them while you can. They are up in price now, but if that's something you want, now is the time to get them. So I picked up a couple of those, picked up a few of those. And then again, I've been getting a couple of odds and ends just to try sort of in, before I buy a box. The Ritos. These are really, really nice, I got to say. It's sort of a South American blend. It's Ecuadorian. There's a bit of Ecuadorian tobacco in here, sort of a Nicaraguan, Ecuadorian, and I think it's a Mexican San Andreas in there as well. But I got to say, I was quite surprised. This is probably the nicest Avo that I've ever smoked. I believe it's a newer one. I could be wrong. But I think it's a newer one. And I definitely would recommend this one. The other one I tried, I hadn't tried before. As you know, I've got a couple of these in here. These were always my favorite, on the Milano, the Oliva, Serie Vs. This is how I always smoked this particular cigar, in terms of the shape. Now the Figurado shape, which I do like. I then moved on to Robustos, and now I'm really enjoying the box press Gordos, the 60 ring gauges. So I noticed somebody mentioned these guys to me, the Nica Libres, which I didn't know much about. I bought 2, I tried one, really enjoyed it. I want to try a second one to make sure that there's some consistency there. But I have to tell you, I don't say it's better than what I'm enjoying on the Oliva. I always call it Oliva. I have a friend, interestingly enough, a South American friend whose last name is spelled the same way, and he says it's not Oliva, it's Oliva. Oliva apparently is how us North Americans pronounce it. But anyway, so I'll keep making that mistake. However, so this particular stick was really enjoyable. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I prefer it to the Serie V, the Milano, but I must say I will be definitely spending a bit more time smoking some of these in the future. So in this box, that's what I had there. That's new. Then, of course, Ye Old Faithful. You've seen my Torpedoes filled with Padrones. As I've mentioned many times before, the 46-year-old is, that could have been an expensive mistake. The 46-year-olds are a staple for me. I absolutely love them. You'll see inside here, I've got a bunch of naturals and I have a bunch of Maduros. I just bought a box of naturals to top up. I always like to keep about 3 to 4 boxes available. What have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got about 5 boxes here. So I always so I bought 2 boxes. I bought a box of natural, box of Maduros. Really love these. I just had another one, and you know what, I don't smoke them sort of on a FIFO basis, first in first out. I'll just grab whatever, and just beautiful. Again, it just I hadn't had one for a little while, and just reminds me what an amazing stick this is. And I'm just keeping my I like to have around 50 of those at any one point in time. So those guys are there. So that's that one. And then lastly, now this is an interesting one. Again, I was looking around at some new stuff. I spent a bit of time with Eric at Napa Cigars, and we put a little box together of things that I hadn't had for a while and things I wanted to try. I mentioned these to you. This is the La Union. What a wonderful idea, and sort of a wonderful thing to do across an industry. So Paul Johnson of Tatuaje and Pepin Garcia of My Father got together, and this says, so you can see on this one it says for My Father. So Pete Johnson made this cigar for My Father, and this one says for Tatuaje, and Pepin Garcia made this one for Tatuaje in their own styles. One's a natural, one's a Maduro. I had a couple of these. Wonderful idea. I'd love to see more of these collaboration type boxes. So you get a box and it's split between the two in half. The box is split in half. Half is the one, half is the other stick. Just beautiful, and I really enjoyed that. So I had a few of those. Not a cheap stick. I think I paid about 65 US per stick. I then picked up a few of Pete Johnson sticks, some of the Corojos, the Tatuajes, sorry, and these are the, I can't even see what that is, to be honest with you. You'll probably be able to zoom it up, and I can't remember the name. Take a look at what the name is there. I had a few of those. They're really nice. Smaller stick. It was a 50 ring gauge. Really enjoyed these. So I bought a couple of those. I also bought a couple of the 4.5 actually of the Cajonas, the 2003s by Tatuaje. I had some of these in the past. Hadn't had them for about 5 or 6 years. Probably more actually, maybe 7 or 8 years now. And I just picked up some of the 2003s. Really good stick. Tried a few of those. I enjoyed it. This is the newest stick that a friend of mine is involved with, Trinidad. So you've seen some of my Trinidad collection, which is the Cuban Trinidads, the Vigias in particular I really like. And this is a newer stick. I tried one, really strong, but too much nicotine for me. But for those who like a real good nic kick, this is a strong cigar. Lots of nicotine in there. The other ones I tried, and I bought 2 of these. I had one, was this 18-year aged Gurkha. Another really good stick. I was quite impressed with it. I wouldn't say it's one of the best sticks, and I'm not sure I'm rushing back to buy some more, but it's something definitely to try and see if it's something that you'd like. And then I bought a couple of these guys, which I'm always, I've talked about these before, just a fabulous cigar and well-priced stick. AJ Fernandez New World. I like the bigger ring gauge. This is the 55s. I got one of the smaller ones there. I think that's like a 52. But just a beautiful, beautiful cigar. Oh, just lovely. Absolutely lovely. And these, of course, are the Freud's Agapes. Very nice. Listen, again, an expensive stick. I think these are about $35 a stick. They're expensive. I enjoyed them, but if I'm going to spend $35, again, in all honesty, I'm probably buying a box of Padrones, to be quite honest with you. I'm buying another box of these. I probably should have bought 1 or 2, but I ended up buying a box, but whatever. So that's the update on my cigars, everybody. I enjoy the smoking, enjoy spring wherever you are. Hopefully you're getting some good weather. We can start smoking outside. I smoked something on Friday night. What did I smoke? I think it was, what did I end up smoking? I ended up smoking of course, one of my favorites, EP Carrillo, La Historia. That was lovely. So anyhow, enjoy the rest of the weekend and catch you again soon.